Hello everyone, wherever and whenever you are. I hope you're having a lovely morning, day, evening, night, because you 100% deserve it. Long time no see. My life has been hectic, crazy. Adulting is hard. But basically I wanted to kind of film an update. I think I filmed a journal system update, and I talked about like pens I wanted to try, and I've added some stuff, I've done some stuff, and I could commonplace, and I plan to hopefully make a commonplacing video. I'm about to go back to Maryland for 2 weeks, so I'm trying to record videos because I really get not disappointed in myself when I miss an upload. I've been trying for every other week, and it's not like I get disappointed in myself, but like in like a negative way. It's just like, this is something I want to do, and it's fun for me. So it's kind of like, if I'm missing uploads, then like, what's that saying about how much time I'm giving to myself versus to work? So we're back. The long story short is I started serving, which is kind of a promotion at the restaurant, but also not really, because if you're a server, I'm sure you know this, or if you have served, you got to like work your way up to like the good money-making shifts. But then the good money-making shifts, they want me in a different position because they need me in something stronger. But anyway, so I got a server book, and I knew immediately I wanted to make it cute and make it my own. I just got a plain black one because, like I said, I don't think I'm going to serve all the time, but I wanted something that's like cute and me. So I just got one on Amazon, and I made myself this little charm. I had a citrine bracelet that broke, so I made myself a charm out of it. It already did break once, and I had to remake it. I broke it while at a table, and they were very kind and helped me gather all the beads. Like I was able to get like one or two, and then I walked away from the table after they had left, and they had gathered some from the floor and put them on their receipt for me, which was super nice. And then the beer menu. I don't drink beer. I drink wine. That's about it. I don't even really drink other things, or I'm still kind of learning and opening. So I have the beer menu, just because that's like my weakest point, but that's basically that. This is like kind of an opportunity for me to be one of the like Filofax girlies. I don't use a Filofax. I have no interest in using a Filofax at all, but this kind of serves, like, you know, it's got the charms, it's got the pockets, I can add stuff, I can add like a wrap, I can do things with it that feel kind of Filofaxy, and then it's not like I'm not using it every day, so like the charms like hopefully won't get super annoying. I made it with stronger string this time. Like the first time I made it, I did 1 strand of embroidery floss, and this time I did 2, and I've super glued both ends. So that's that. Just wanted to quickly show you. The next thing is that I finished this journal. I posted about it. Well, I have 1 page left, but I considered it done because I was basically done. So I finished this journal, and it is completely full. I did a little, what's that? I did a little flip through on my Instagram, and when I had started using these, because this is the moleskin executive size, it came in a 3-pack, it was on sale, so that's what I got. And I didn't realize that it's like paper. It's not like, yeah, I'm kind of spoiling myself, but it's not like paper, so it got a lot dirtier than I kind of intended it or wanted it to get. So I had sort of thought like I need to get a cover for it. So then I began the search of trying to find a clear, like I didn't want a color, I didn't want leather, I just wanted something kind of like cheap, affordable, would never go like out of stock per se or discontinued, so then I could like keep all of my journals the same, that sort of thing. But apparently no one ever makes that in executive sizes. So if you know any seller that does the executive size, in like the clear ones. Etsy seller, that's relatively affordable. I'm talking like maybe $25 or less. The cheaper the better, obviously. Or if you like, I've seen some people make them. If you've ever made them, then let me know and tell me how it was and how easy it was, how expensive it was. I settled on when I was ordering pens from Jet Pens, they had some clear vinyl covers, and the closest size I could get was the B5 size. Yeah, so the long story short is it was too small. As you can kind of see, it curves a little. This is after hair drying it and heating it. It's still kind of curling. I couldn't even get it to like close when I first got it. I definitely had to borrow a hairdryer from a friend and heat it up and then stick the journal in, stick it over, heat it up, sit on it, let it cool down like under a stack of books. And if it's like under a stack of books, when I then pull it out, it's fine. But as soon as I open it, it curls again. Like it curls. So I'm hoping over time it just like, I mean, it was like $5. So I was like, if I ruin this, I really don't mind. If I like stretch it too far, I really don't mind. But it seems like I heat it up, it stretches and it's cool. And then as it cools down, it shrinks again, which makes sense because like that's how science works. That's how lots of things work. But it's just frustrating because I'd like it to cool flat. And so basically when I've not been writing in it, I've been leaving it under a stack of books to maybe hopefully help. But it's like I said, as soon as I like open it again, it starts curling. And then where are my fish clips? If I use a fish clip, it like, well, actually that was fine. But sometimes, okay, maybe it's just that it's the beginning of the journal, but sometimes my fish clips have been making it constrict. But anyway, I brought back the Swarovski ribbon bookmark. And then other new things is, I've discussed this before, of wanting to kind of write in a signature ink color. So then we'll discuss my pens. And then this is an envelope from one of my favorite artists, No Go Bed on Instagram. I got 2 of her Patreons because I missed buying one of her original artworks. If I had the money at the time, I definitely would have bought it. But then she came out with a print in the Patreon. So I signed up for the Patreon for a month, got that, and then didn't cancel it in time or something. So I got the next month too, which worked out because I liked the bunny print too. I just haven't figured out what to do with it. But she writes in these, like, she sends them in these bright pink envelopes. I might change it to a manila one later. I don't really know. But it kind of matches the pink. And I've seen people write like letters to their future selves and put it in, envelope and then read it at the end of the year. But then I also occasionally, we all have bad days, okay? We all have bad days. We all have journal entries that feel super dark and bad. So bad that we don't want them in our normal journal. So some people, I've definitely had this before where I've had like a bad journal where like when I'm at my worst days and my worst mental health, especially as a teenager, it went in the bad journal. I had like a good happy journal for like recounting good things, and then I had a bad journal. And then even the bad journal didn't even really get that much written in it over time, really. But now as an adult, I just write them on pieces of printer paper because I don't. So I'm also considering maybe having an envelope for them to go in because I don't know, like no one likes rereading those thoughts, and maybe you're not ever meant to reread them. But I also journal from the perspective of this is for someone else in the future. Like it's for my future self who might not want to read those things, but it's also for future kids or future nieces and nephews that are interested. It's for future historians. I definitely plan on when I die, if no one wants my journals, I want to donate them. There's like an archive in England that keeps, it's record keeping. So it's one of those where I don't want to bias my record of my life, because we are human and we all have those bad days, bad weeks, bad months, bad times, and some of us just suffer, unfortunately, for years. And I don't think that's something that we should have to hide or curate out of our reflections. It's one of those where, like, as a teenager, I really thought, and it was good that I had that separate journal that I didn't have to flip through, and I totally agree with and support doing it on, like, different pieces of paper, you know, like I said, like, but also at the same time, I don't think it should be destroyed. I know some people like burn them, and that's really cathartic and therapeutic for them, and that's obviously an option for people too. Please do whatever you prefer and whatever works best for you. But, like, as someone who wants to record the human experience that I've had authentically, because I've been shut down and silenced so much when I was younger of, no, we don't tell people that, no, you keep that private. Just, you know, having it someplace where maybe someday someone will read it and feel validated or understood or heard, whether I'm dead, alive, know them or not, like, that's fine. So that's why I keep them. But yeah, that's kind of a long story short to say that's what the envelopes are for. Might do a letter to my future self, but I don't really know what I would put, because we did that in middle school. In 8th grade, one of my teachers had us write letters to ourselves, and had us, like, address them and everything. And then she sent them to us our senior year of high school, so 4 years later. And I don't know if it's, like, I don't know. I just remembered every single thing I wrote, basically. And I do have that letter somewhere. I can't remember. I did keep it. But I basically remembered everything I wrote. So, letters to the future self don't really work for me, because I have a really good memory. And, yeah. Next, we'll go on to the pens. We'll go on to the pens. Maybe I'll zoom in a little even. I'm also, like, this is my nice camera. Come on. This is my nice camera. And I'm trying to do, like, a top-down thing. I don't have a top-down, but we'll see. We'll see if this feels top-down enough, because if I could do a higher quality, I would really love to. So basically, when I got my order from Jet Pens, I got 2 of the Pentel Energel liquid gel ink. I think these are, yeah, the 0.7 millimeters. I got it in the dark red and the navy. I thought that these were a pilot pen. I don't know why I thought that. But basically everyone at work, when I worked at the jewelry store, had, like, these pilot pens, and I really liked the way they wrote, and they look so similar to this. But it turns out that these are not them, but that's okay, because I do really like them. And then I got the Jetstream, the Uniball Jetstream pen. I wasn't really thinking about getting this one, but then I had, like, stumbled across a YouTube video, and it had won an award for, like, best pen or smoothest pen in, like, Japan or something. And the Japanese know their stuff when it comes to quality and craftsmanship, let me tell you. So I figured I'd buy it, see how I liked it. It's supposed to be really smooth and not catch or anything, so I figured I'd try it. It was only, like, couple of dollars anyway. And then I think I remember I told you guys about the Pilot Frixion with the erasable back in just black. If this came in, like, a burgundy or a navy, I would probably just stick with that one, because I like the erasability. And then basically what I was using before was just the cheap Bic pens, like this one's destroyed. And then the Pilot G2 7 millimeters. I used these all through high school, college. Like, these were, like, my go-to pen. They're just, I find that they, like, explode, or, like, it'll have, like, ink left, but it won't write or something. So, not, like, my favorite anymore. Are these refillable? Yeah, they are. But yeah, so this one stays with my server book because I need a dark black against these lines. I really want to buy my own guest checks, but I don't serve enough to really justify buying a bulk pack of guest checks on Amazon. But I really hate how dark these lines are. I've learned that's a pet peeve of mine in journals. If the lines are dark, you need a really dark black pen. But anyway, so that one I stay serving with. And then I just, I bought like a cheap pack of big pens to give when people sign their checks because they get stolen all the time. But I wanted to like kind of tell you about these guys. So this is the dark red. It's strangely like a noisy pen, if that makes sense. And the red is a really pretty red, but I don't know if it's as dark as I would want it to be. And then this is the navy. As you can see, it kind of just caught there. And I go back and forth between writing cursive and not. That's why you see me doing both. And I'm just kind of swatching for you. But that's the red and then the blue. And then the Jetstream pen is just, I just got black. And I have found that like, I don't like this as much as I thought I would. I feel like I'm talking to the right audience when I say that like some pens have like a scratch to them or they feel a certain way on the paper. Like I really like Bic pens because you kind of have to press on them and then it leaves like a really nice texture over the paper that feels very like sensory and nostalgic to me. And this pen, it's really smooth, like it is, but I also find like not up and down. Up and down it doesn't want to write, but side to side, and maybe that's like certain angles. I don't know, maybe it's like the angle that I particularly write at, but I don't find it that smooth really. I really don't. And I don't know if it's like how I write. I don't know, but was a little disappointed by that one, but I'll just keep it around because why not? And then I still really like the Frixion pen, like I said. It's got a really nice dark ink. I will say, if you can kind of tell, probably not. It has like, it's not like solid, like do you see that where it's like not solid black? It kind of has like a white scratch in it. Those are kind of like the pens that I've been exploring, and I did really settle on these ones. And then I had to debate, do I want to write in red or do I want to write in black? Because I've read books where it's written in red, and after a while you don't even really notice it. But I ultimately decided the navy because it was more subtle. I wanted something, like if it was a darker red, like a more true dark burgundy, I probably would have done the red. So if you know any really dark burgundy for the next journal, I have to write in this journal all in blue because I've started and now I can't go back. But I decided on the navy because it was a little more subtle. It was a little easier to read. I was showing all my coworkers, and like our restaurant is kind of dimly lit. So in dim lighting, the navy, like it did almost look black. It was very subtle. It was beautiful. And the red, I just feel like maybe would tire my eyes out eventually. I don't really know. So that's what I kind of ended up going with, and that's kind of my story for the day. That's my pen journey and my little journal update for you guys. If you have any recommendations on like the clear vinyl covers for executive size, it's executive, I've learned, which maybe isn't only an American thing. I don't know. No clue. If you have any recommendations on that, recommendations on darker red ink, like I want it to be almost as dark as this navy, like almost black, but it's red. Someone in the last video commented something about fountain pens and how I had completely misinterpreted. I thought that fountain pens, you kind of had to keep your hand the same, but I think that's calligraphy. I think I confused it with calligraphy. I don't know. Let a girl know. Let a girl know where to start with the fountain pen journey and the fountain pen ink journey and all of that. And until I see you guys next time, I hope you have a lovely, lovely day because you 100% deserve it. See you guys next time.